Welcome to the Village Vision podcast, where community collaboration and care converge. I'm Dr. Crystal Morrison, and I'm honored to be your host on this incredible journey. As a firm believer in the power of a united village, I'm thrilled to bring you inspiring stories, research, and projects that break down barriers in child and family care. Through heartfelt conversations with experts, advocates, and those with lived experiences, we'll showcase the transformative impact of collective support. So join me on the Village Vision podcast as we explore the remarkable collaborations that lead to better outcomes, foster a sense of community, and inspire action to improve care for ourselves and everyone around us. On today's episode, I'm here with my friend, Dr. Richard Schuster. He's a clinical psychologist, TEDx speaker, and CEO of Your Success Insights. He's also a renowned media expert and the host of the Daily Helping podcast, which is regularly downloaded in over 150 countries. His mission is to help people become the best versions of themselves and make the world a better place. Welcome, Dr. Schuster.
Thanks so much, Dr. Crystal. It is awesome to be here today. Let's have some fun and let's help some people.
All right, sounds good. That's kind of what we do on the daily, right?
Absolutely. I figured I was in the right place.
Yes, you are. And I want to talk about the work that you're doing today. But first, I want to talk a little bit more about your personal story and what led you really to be doing the work that you're doing today.
It's kind of a two-part story, Dr. Crystal. The original, I would say, Richard Schuster 1.0 would not have been a good candidate for your podcast because I was a jerk. There's just no other way to put it. When I was young, I bid on a government contract with the Department of Defense, not missiles or weapons, anything like that. It was to create a VPN before there were really VPNs for the medical records of the Army. And I had no business winning this contract, but I did. And all of a sudden, this very quickly went to my head. I was going to be the next Tony Stark. I made a left-hand turn, and a 17-year-old ran a red light and slammed into me. And that car accident broke my spine and nearly killed me. And so that was the catalyst. I didn't have this moment where I was pleading for God, oh, please let me live. And I promise if you do, I'm going to give presents to orphan boys or girls the next. It wasn't like that. I was dead. I knew that I was not going to survive this impact. I knew that my parents were going to get a call that I had been senselessly killed. And now that I'm a psychologist, I understand the phenomenon. There's what happens is something called tachypsychia. And tachypsychia is when the brain slows down our perception of our environment so that we can evaluate the system or the situation and get out of there. So think Neo in the Matrix, right? Where he's dodging those bullets in slow motion. That's what this was like for me.
And there's Dr. Richard 2.0 also that also prompted the type of work that you're doing today. So talk just a little bit about that, but then talk about the different projects that you're working on right now
Sure.
And really how they thread together your overall mission of helping people.
I appreciate that question. So I graduated with my doctoral degree. I set out to build a practice and have the impact and saw myself having fun and helping people. And I achieved a pretty high degree of success quickly in that space. And yet something was still missing for me. And so, whenever you have these points of inflection where you need to make a change in your life, you do the thing that most people do is you go on Amazon and see what you're called to buy. And that was, I suffered a stroke in June of 2020 and I almost died. And so your listeners may or may not be familiar with me, but those that kind of listen to my show and know me know that like I am meticulous about eating healthy and exercising and having a gratitude practice and doing all the things you're supposed to do every day to not have a stroke. It's not like I was doing lines of cocaine and I was 700 pounds. Like it shouldn't have happened to me.
I'm at a point in my life where I really feel like the time I'm spending on a day-to-day basis, I'm having impact. I'm doing things that I enjoy. I'm having an impact on not only other people, but also myself and how I see myself in the world, right? But I will think nothing about working all evening every evening, right? Or getting up really early and working, or working all weekend. And I play these mental games with myself, like, oh, if I just get this done, I'll have this time to do these other things. Or if I just get this done. And you know as well as I do that once you get that done, there's always something else.
Yep.
There's always something else. And especially I work from home, so do you. I'm at a point in my life where I really feel like the time I'm spending on a day-to-day basis, I'm having impact. I'm doing things that I enjoy. I'm having an impact on not only other people, but also myself and how I see myself in the world, right? But I will think nothing about working all evening every evening, right? Or getting up really early and working, or working all weekend. And I play these mental games with myself, like, oh, if I just get this done, I'll have this time to do these other things. Or if I just get this done. And you know as well as I do that once you get that done, there's always something else.
Yep.
There's always something else. And especially I work from home, so do you.
Because there is a distinct difference between being busy and being productive.
That's absolutely true.
And so for me, if I have a number of tasks, I organize them hierarchically. I think I said that right. With what I call my 4 Ds, right? And the Ds are do, delegate, delay, or drop. So if it's something that has to happen, if it's mission critical and only I can do it, that's a do. That's on my calendar. If it's mission critical, but somebody on my team can do it, that's a delegate.
Delegate, yeah.
If it's important, but it doesn't have to be done today, delay.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's something that I'm not super excited about, and and if I kick the can down the road 20 days, 40 days, and I'm still not going to be excited about it, then why even entertain it at all?
Right.
Just drop it. Like if it's.
I know one of the things that, and we'll wrap up shortly, but I know one of the things that I spent a lot of time doing that I have long since stopped doing is I used to tie my happiness as a person to different things that I might reach personally or professionally. So if I get to this point with this title, or if I do this and XYZ, right? That is going to make me happy. And then, of course, when you get to that point, you're still not happy. And so I was fortunate to have experiences in my own life that changed my perspective on that. And I think that's what a lot of people do, is they tie their happiness to getting someplace in their career or their personal life. And then when they arrive at that point, there's always something else, right? So
this is free for people to take, but my mission is to help people be better than they were the day before. And I'm always honored and grateful to even play the smallest part in people's lives through that journey. So that quiz will take you through challenges of your life, and that algorithm curates some custom content that you can get for free that helps you be better and have fun and have a great life. So this was a blast.
Well, thank you for joining us today on this episode of the Village Vision podcast on Word of Mom Radio. I hope you found inspiration and valuable insights from our conversation today. I know that I certainly did. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, leave a review, share, all of the things, of course. But thank you. Thank you for being a part of the Village Vision podcast. Take care, and let's keep shining a light on the power of community, collaboration, and care.